The rain wasn't just falling. It was slashing sideways, like knives from the sky. They call it an atmospheric river in Seattle. But that night, it felt like the entire Pacific Ocean was trying to swallow me whole. I stood there, outside the heavy iron gate of our family estate, shivering in nothing but a thin, soaked hoodie. Through the glowing windows, I could see them. My mother, Patricia, pouring hot tea for my sister Tiffany. They looked so warm, so cozy, while I was trapped on the public road, freezing. My phone was at 12%. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I just dialed my father. But before I tell you what he uncovered on Tiffany's iPad that flipped our world upside down and delivered the most satisfying revenge imaginable, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from, and what time is it? Let's see how far this tale of betrayal and justice travels. If you've ever felt the sting of betrayal from those who should love you most, family turning their backs, lies piling up, that powerless rage bubbling inside, and dreamed of the perfect karma-fueled comeback that leaves them regretting everything, then buckle up. This story will hit you right in the feels. Hit that like button if you're ready for some epic vindication, subscribe for more emotionally charged revenge sagas like this, and share your own backstab story in the comments. Trust me, this one's going to keep you hooked. Let's dive in. My name is Sierra, and this isn't just a story. It's my life, or at least the night it all shattered and rebuilt itself from the ruins. Picture this: Seattle in winter, where the rain doesn't drip, it assaults. That atmospheric river was in full force, winds howling off the Puget Sound like angry ghosts. I was 15, standing there in the dark, my thin hoodie clinging to my skin like a second icy layer. The estate gate, tall, wrought iron, electronic locked, loomed like a prison wall. Beyond it, our sprawling home glowed with warm lights, mocking me. Inside, Patricia, my mother, always perfectly coiffed, pearls around her neck, was serving tea to Tiffany, my 16-year-old sister. Tiffany, with her flawless curls and designer pajamas, sipping like nothing was wrong. They were warm. I was hypothermic. The cold wasn't surface level. It seeped into my bones, making my jaw chatter uncontrollably, teeth clacking like dice in a gambler's cup. I tried tucking my hands into my sleeves, but the fabric was heavy, waterlogged, useless against the biting gusts. My fingers were numb, alien things fumbling with my phone, my lifeline at 12% battery. How had it come to this? Just 20 minutes earlier, I'd been inside that same warm house, setting the dinner table. The air smelled of roasted garlic and rosemary from the herb-crusted lamb Patricia loved to brag about at her book club. It was supposed to be a family night. But then, the scream. Tiffany burst down the stairs, her face a masterpiece of feigned devastation. Eyes wide, lips trembling, the perfect innocent victim. She was sobbing, clutching her phone like it was evidence in a murder trial. $12,500, it's gone, she wailed. Transferred out of my account. Stolen. That money, her inheritance from our late grandmother, earmarked for a luxurious summer camp in Europe. Think vineyards in France, yacht trips in Italy. She pointed that manicured finger straight at me. Sierra must have used my Face ID while I was napping. I opened my mouth to protest. What? I didn't even know your passcode. But the words died in my throat. Patricia didn't wait for proof. She didn't glance at the bank app or question Tiffany's story. Her eyes locked on me, filled with that familiar, absolute disgust. It was like flipping a switch. She crossed the room in 2 sharp strides, her heels clicking on the marble floor like judgments. The slap came next, sharp, echoing louder than the thunder rumbling outside. It wasn't a corrective tap. It was hatred, pure and raw, stinging my cheek and soul. Her nails dug into my arm as she dragged me to the door, her grip bruising. Out, she snarled, flinging me onto the porch like discarded trash. The door slammed, locks clicking. Then the gate, remote activated, sealed me out on the road. No coat, no mercy, just the storm. Standing there, rain pelting my face, I watched the slanted sheets catch the security lights, turning the night into a blurry nightmare. Why wasn't I pounding on the gate? Why no screams, no pressing the intercom, begging for forgiveness I didn't owe? Any normal teen would. But in that freezing darkness, a realization hit me harder than the wind. This was normalized cruelty. Psychologists talk about it, the slow boil where abuse becomes routine, where you stop fighting because it's your normal. Patricia wasn't teaching a lesson. She was reveling in it. I could feel her eyes from behind the curtains, waiting for me to crack, to kneel and plead so she could play the gracious savior. For 15 years, she'd crafted this dynamic. Me as the villain, Tiffany as the golden child. Begging would validate her. Screaming would feed her ego. No. That fear melted away, replaced by something cold, sharp, unyielding. I wasn't her daughter. I was her prop. And I was done. I wiped the water from my eyes, not tears, just rain, and stared down the road, waiting for headlights. Not for a parent to save me, but for a witness. For my father, Robert. He and Patricia had been divorced for years, but he was always there for me, quiet, steady, the opposite of her theatrics. I dialed him, voice steady despite the shivers. "Dad, come get me, I'm locked out." To understand why this cut so deep, let's rewind. Patricia wasn't always this monster, or maybe she was, and I just didn't see it. She came from old money, Seattle elite, where appearances were everything. Marrying Dad, a self-made tech entrepreneur, was her slumming it phase, but she never let him forget her pedigree. Tiffany was her mini-me, spoiled, entitled, always the star. Me? I was the accident, the one who looked more like Dad, dark hair, analytical mind, no interest in debutante balls. From toddlerhood, it was clear. Tiffany got the praise, the trips, the "you're so special" whispers. I got the criticisms, the "why can't you be more like your sister" slights. Remember the time at age 10 when I won the science fair? Patricia forgot to come, but she threw Tiffany a party for placing third in a beauty pageant, or when I aced my exams. But Tiffany's C in art was creative genius. It built up, layer by layer, this invisible hierarchy. Tiffany fed on it, turning sneaky, hiding my homework, accidentally breaking my projects, always with that innocent bat of her lashes. And Patricia always believed her. Tiffany wouldn't lie. It was psychological warfare, chipping away at my self-worth. But that night, locking me out in a life-threatening storm, that crossed into endangerment. My resolve hardened as I waited, rain mixing with the salt of unspoken rage. Then, the headlights pierced the downpour like twin lasers. Dad's SUV barreled toward the gate. He knew the code, the remote frequency, but he didn't use them. Seeing me, his daughter, barred like an intruder, something snapped. He swerved right, engine roaring over the thunder, a primal growl. Tires jumped the curb, ripping through Patricia's manicured sod, thousands in landscaping torn to shreds. A crunch echoed as he plowed through her prize hydrangea bushes, petals scattering like confetti in hell. He didn't stop until the bumper kissed the porch steps. He exploded out, not running but stalking, predatory, purposeful. His heavy coat enveloped me instantly, the warmth a shock to my numb body. But his face? Colder than the ice pellets now mixing with rain. Eyes dark, jaw set. He didn't ask for details. "Stay behind me," he growled, voice low and lethally calm. Up the steps, no key, just a boot to the door, right below the lock. Mahogany splintered with a gunshot crack, door swinging wild, bouncing off the wall. The shift was disorienting. From chaotic storm to silent, golden foyer scented with lavender and chamomile tea. Dizziness hit as warmth clashed with my chill. Patricia stood in the living room, teacup paused mid-sip. No guilt, no horror at the destroyed door or lawn, just annoyance, like we'd interrupted her soiree. "Have you lost your mind, Robert?" she snapped, clinking the cup down sharply. "You ruined the flower beds. I was handling her discipline. She needs to learn consequences." Dad ignored her, not dignifying with anger. No yells about hypothermia or cruelty. His wet boots tracked mud across her precious Persian rug, dark streaks like accusations. Straight to the sofa, where Tiffany huddled under a cashmere blanket, wide-eyed, fragile, iPad clutched like armor. "Robert, don't ignore me," Patricia's voice pitched higher. "Your daughter is a thief. She stole $1,200. Dad towered over Tiffany, water dripping onto the upholstery. She shrank, summoning those practiced crocodile tears. 17 years of manipulation perfected. Mouth opening for a whimper, but Dad's hand extended. "Give it to me." "It's private," she squeaked, glancing at Patricia for backup. He repeated, firmer. "No, wait." He snatched it. Tiffany shrieked, not fear but entitlement, a banshee wail from someone unused to know. She lunged, nails raking his arm, but he held it high, like denying a toddler poison. "Give it back, Robert," Patricia interjected, stepping between. "You're violating her privacy. No right to treat her like a criminal in her home." "I pay the bill." Dad sliced back. "I own the account. Every right." No passcode guesswork. He strode to the 80-inch OLED above the fireplace, usually looping serene landscapes for guests. One tap, screen mirrored, peaceful meadow gone. Tiffany's home screen loomed large, accusatory. "Stop this," Patricia yelled, trying to block the TV. "Move," Dad commanded, not a shout, but authority personified. She yielded. He opened Venmo. No hacks, just truth. Top transaction. $12,500 to Lux Life resale. Memo. Investment piece. Silence suffocated the room. Patricia stared, blinking, mouth agape like a stranded fish. "Proves nothing," she stammered. "Sierra could have stolen the iPad, made the transfer while Tiffany slept. Is that right?" Dad swiped to mail. Latest email. "Your order shipped." From Chanel Official. Tracking live. Address, Tiffany St. James, CEO her best friend's house nearby. "Did Sierra order a $5,000 handbag to your friends, Tiffany? Forge the email too?" Tiffany shook her head, tears ugly now, splotchy, desperate. "I needed it," she sobbed. "Everyone has one. You don't get the pressure." But Dad wasn't done. "That's not the worst. Messages app, pinned group chat, last sent 5 minutes ago." While I froze, while Patricia poured tea. On screen, huge. "OMG, you guys, it actually worked. The loser is literally freezing outside the gate right now. Mom is totally buying it. She's pouring me tea. I'm a genius. Bye-bye, Sierra." Attached, blurry photo of me, shivering in rain. The golden child myth didn't crack. It exploded. Dad read it thrice, then turned to Patricia. "You said protecting the family," he whispered. "Look what you protected." "She's 16, desperate," Patricia shrilled, blocking the screen with her body. "A mistake. Girls act out when threatened. Return the bag. Get the money back. It's just money." "Just money," Dad echoed, voice dead. He eyed the iPad. Something else in mail caught him. "Move, Patricia." "No, you've humiliated her enough." She grabbed his arm. "Stop digging. You want reasons to hate her." "I want truth." He sidestepped, opened trash folder, deleted email, my acceptance to the summer STEM scholarship, full ride. I'd waited weeks, thought rejected, sent yesterday. Reply, 20 minutes later, from my account while I was at practice. Declined, then deleted. Silence morphed. This wasn't theft. Sabotage. Dad's voice broke. "You didn't steal. You destroyed her chance, erased it so she'd never know." Tiffany froze. I stepped forward, warmth returning. "You didn't want money. You wanted to ruin my escape. afraid I'd outshine you." Patricia didn't defend. Her face hardened to entitlement. "Get out of my house," she sneered thinly. "To grasp the full injustice, know this. The house wasn't Patricia's. Grandma's will put it in trust for me. Patricia's residency conditional on my safety. Years ago, after the divorce, Dad insured it legally. Patricia's favoritism? Documented in therapy notes, but ignored until now. Locking me out violated it all. Dad didn't argue. Phone out. Sheriff Miller, please." Sheriff arrived, rain-soaked uniform. Dad handed the trust document. Miller scanned. Endangerment clear. Eviction immediate. 10 minutes to pack. Patricia's arrogance crumbled. Protests, threats of lawyers. Tiffany wailed, grabbing clothes haphazardly. Escorted out into the storm they condemned me to. No power, no protection. Door closed. House quiet. Safe. Mine. That moment, watching them vanish into the rain, my heart raced. Not fear, but release. Years of powerlessness evaporated. Inside, doubts had plagued me. Was I the problem? Did I deserve it? No. This was my breaking point. Resolve solidified. No more props in their fantasy. Vindication tasted sweet, but layered. Sad for the family lost. Thrilled at justice. Later, Dad made hot cocoa. Rich, marshmallows melting, like childhood before the divide. We talked. Scholarship reinstated. A quick call fixed the decline. Tiffany's bag returned, money recovered, but consequences lingered. She faced school expulsion rumors, friends ditching after the leaked chat, Karma's whisper. Patricia? Couch surfing with friends, her elite circle gossiping. But the revenge wasn't just that night. Dad had suspected for months. He'd installed subtle monitoring on family devices, legal, as account owner, after catching Tiffany's small lies. Patricia's denial was the obstacle. The iPad evidence was the key, but he almost missed the deleted email. Mirroring to TV, public shaming in private. Clever, nonviolent. What if Patricia had smashed the iPad? But she didn't. Arrogance blinded her. The legal hammer was phase 2. Dad prepped the trust invocation weeks prior, consulting lawyers quietly. Sheriff's hesitation and storm was overcome. Miller, an old friend, saw my soaked state. Sympathy sealed it. Patricia's "This is outrageous" met with Miller's "Ma'am, the law's clear." Rain pounded the roof. Cocoa steam warmed my face. Their frantic packing, zippers zipping, heels slipping on wet steps. Tiffany's entitlement rooted in Patricia's overcompensation. After Grandma's death, inheritance favored Tiffany. But mine was the house. Jealousy brewed. Months before, Tiffany borrowed my essay, submitted as hers, got caught, blamed me. Patricia covered. The buildup made revenge earned. Post-eviction, Patricia called, begging back. It was a misunderstanding. Dad's response, actions have consequences. Echoing her words. What if she sued? But trust ironclad. That cocoa night, kitchen smelled of chocolate, rain softened to patter. My hands thawed, heart too. Doubts. Was revenge too harsh? No. Fairness demanded it. Recall Tiffany's sob. You don't understand. My reply. I understand fear of not being the center. Patricia's final sneer. You'll regret this. But I didn't. Dad's strategic calm. Years in business taught patience. My hesitation to involve authorities was overcome. Photo evidence sealed emotional payoff. Weeks later, STEM program acceptance reaffirmed. Tiffany's Europe trip? Cancelled. Funds frozen pending audit. Powerlessness turned empowerment. They thought me weak. I became unbreakable. Patricia's attempts to smear us, social media rants, backfired, community sided with facts, discovery of more sabotage. Tiffany hacked my socials, spread rumors. Dad's counter, digital forensics, exposing all heart pounding during reveals, fists clenched in memory. Dad to me, you're not alone anymore. Tiffany's breakdown, therapy mandated, entitlement cracked. My resolve grew. No pity for their self-made ruin, exposure, legal, social, layered comeuppance. Patricia's lawyers folded on evidence. Hidden camera in house caught more lies. Smells of betrayal. Patricia's perfume lingering, now sour. Karma isn't revenge, it's balance. The peak hit when Patricia showed up unannounced, rain-drenched, entitlement gone. Her knock echoed, face pale, lips trembling. Let me in. Family forgives. Dad opened door slightly. You endangered Sierra. Trust violated. Her eyes darted, voice cracking. I was protecting Tiffany. Me stepping forward. From what? Truth? Humiliation peaked as neighbors watched. Her perfect image shattered. She slunk away, defeated. No violence, just exposure. My triumph. Deep breath. Release of years' weight. Their hypocrisy laid bare. Arrogance crumbled to regret. Tiffany's wails turned silent shame. Patricia's shrill defense to whispers. Financial payback. Money back. Emotional house mine. Social isolation. I smiled. Life reclaimed. In the end, this taught me. Betrayal cuts deep, but self-respect heals. Karma isn't magic. It's accountability. They thought ownership was control. Real ownership is responsibility. Now, life belongs to me. Free, empowered. If this saga of family betrayal and epic payback gave you that rush of sweet justice, smash that like button, subscribe for more heart-pounding revenge stories, and drop your own tale in the comments. Did family ever backstab you? Share below. Hit the notification bell so you never miss one, and click the next video popping up now for another wild ride. Thanks for watching. Stay strong out there.